Hey everyone, it's Sarah, and today I am back to talk about all of the fragrances that I wore last week. I am really excited about this one because I tested a ton of my Sweet Essentials oils. I'm really excited to be able to give you an update on some of them. So I'm gonna jump right in. I'm gonna start with a couple of just normal perfumes that I wore last week. The first one I wore is Juicy Couture Viva La Juicy Noir. This is one that I pulled out for my Fruity Floral video, and I knew I had to wear it before I put it back. I love this fragrance. It is juicy and fruity, and it's got berries in it, and it's got caramel and vanilla in the base. It's sweet and juicy and yummy smelling. It's super sexy smelling. My husband loved this one when he smelled it on me. He was like, ooh, you smell good. But anyways, yeah, so I'm gonna have to do an updated video because it's been such a long time, where we've talked about his favorite fragrances on me. I need to set him loose in here, let him pick out all of the fragrances that he really likes without any assistance from me and see what we come up with. I would be really interested to do that, so I'll do that soon. But anyways, yeah, I love Viva La Juicy Noir. It's such a beautiful version of Viva La Juicy. It still smells like Viva La Juicy, but I don't know, it's sweeter. And it's got, I don't like the berries. The berries in it are just a little bit different. I just love it. It's so good. The longevity on this one though is not great. This was one that after about 3 or 4 hours it wore off. Now it still was on my clothing. I was wearing a cardigan sweater that day and my cardigan still smelled like this. Yeah, like all day, but it totally wore off of me. So I was able to apply something else that day, which is perfectly fine. So yeah, you'll get maybe 4 hours out of this one or so. It's not horrible, but it's not the best either. But yeah, that is Juicy Couture Viva La Juicy Noir. I love it. Next, I wore Beyond Romance from Ralph Lauren. This is another one that I think I pulled out. Oh gosh, I love this so much because it's got such a prominent raspberry note in it. Oh, and it's just so good, and it's very creamy. Oh, it's like creamy raspberries. But anyways, I pulled this one out for my fruity video as well and couldn't put it away until I wore it. I love this. This again, it's bright and juicy smelling, but creamy vanilla, like with a really beautiful creamy vanilla base. It's so good. I love it. But yeah, this is another one that, this one, I think I got about 4 or 5 hours out of this one before it wore off. It's definitely better than the Viva La Juicy. This is the one I wore yesterday when I went to my mom's for Mother's Day, and it was gone by the time I got home. So and I was able to apply something else. So yeah, I would say 4 or 5 hours out of this one, which again is perfectly fine for me. If I could have just reapplied this if I felt like it, but you know, I moved on to something else. So anyways, that is Beyond Romance from Ralph Lauren. Okay, next we have a bunch of oils. I wore so many of my Sweet Essential oils. I've got thoughts for sure. So the first one that I wore, I did a little layering. I got out of the shower one day. I was feeling like I wanted to smell clean. So I sprayed on this here. This is the Body Fantasies White Musk Spray. This body spray, I should say. I really, really enjoy this body spray. It smells like Jovan White Musk. It's or like the Body Shop White Musk. It's very much just a simple white musk body spray. Oh, but I love it. So I put that on first. I sprayed it all over, and then I layered this sweet musk over it. So this is, oh gosh, it smells very similar to the white musk. Like it's definitely a clean white musk fragrance, but it's got kind of a twist. It's got just a touch of powderiness to it and sweetness. Sweet musk really is the perfect name for it because it is kind of like a sweeter, slightly more powdery white musk fragrance. It's really beautiful. I would say this combination got me maybe 3 hours before I was able to reapply something else. So yeah, you would definitely need to carry the roller with you and reapply it probably every 3 hours, I would say, if you wanted to keep smelling like this. The oil definitely outlasted the body spray. These body sprays last all of, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes, and then they're gone. But I don't know, I just enjoy spraying them on. So anyways, yeah, that was a really nice combination. I really enjoyed that. If you like Jovan White Musk or Body Shop White Musk, I think you would like either of those. Okay, next I wore this one here. This is called Confetti Cake. This one smells so good. This one reminds me, it's like a cakey, it smells like cake, but it's not overly sweet. Like, it's not an overly sweet cake scent. It's like an unfrosted cake scent, but this one smells kind of like, I don't know if you guys remember, if you ever smelled like a bottle of sprinkles, you know, like cake sprinkles, and kind of what that smells like. There's like it's very slightly sweet, but there's almost like a powderiness to the smell of sprinkles. That's kind of what I get from this. It smells like an uniced cake, I guess, with like sprinkles on it, or what a jar of sprinkles smells like. I really, really like it. It's this is going to be a great base for anything that you want to add like a gourmand edge to, but without adding sweetness, which I think is great, because sometimes you don't want to add sweetness. Sometimes you just want to add like a creaminess or like a vanilla, you know, kind of like a vanilla cake aspect, but you don't want the added sweetness. This is great for that. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This one, again, this one didn't last a super long time. I would say I got maybe an hour or two before I would have needed to reapply it. And I think part of that is because there's not a ton of sweetness in this one. It's very much like an unsweet vanilla cakey scent. It's really, really good. So anyways, that one is called Confetti Cake. I enjoyed that one so much. Okay, next I wore Vanilla Valentine. I'm really like into my vanillas, or I was really into my vanillas last week. So Vanilla Valentine, this is more of kind of like a traditional smelling vanilla. This one is less pastry-like or less cake-like and more of like a very mild, sweet vanilla. Again, it's not overly sweet. This one isn't super like saccharine or even super gourmand smelling. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. And it really is just kind of like a pretty mild, slightly sweet, well, sweet, creamy vanilla. It's really, really pretty. I love it. It's very much more of like a traditional vanilla fragrance. Yeah, it's a good one. So this is another one that's great for layering. It would be great on, or it is great on its own. I just love these sweet essential oils. They're so good. So anyways, that one is called Vanilla Valentine. Really beautiful. Okay, I'll just go through all the oils that I wore and then we'll move back into some perfume. Next is another little layering combination that I tried. So I put this on first. This is the Dreamy Vanilla type from Sweet Essentials. So I had no idea when I bought this what this was a type of. Oh my gosh. It's Dreamy Vanilla is a scent from Victoria's Secret, which I did not know that. It is so good. This is a beautiful, sweet, perfumey vanilla. It smells like a vanilla perfume. It's not gourmand. Yeah, it's not an edible vanilla. And it's almost got a cleanliness to it as well. It's like a beautiful, sweet, kind of clean, perfumey vanilla. Oh, I love it. I was like in love with this one when I hauled these and I first smelled this. I was head over heels. This one is beautiful. I'm a sucker for any kind of vanilla. I'm basic like that. I love vanilla, but I love a good perfumey vanilla. Anyways, and then I layered this over it. This is the Vanilla Sky, this is the Skylar Vanilla Sky This is the Eau de Parfum, and this layered was so beautiful. I definitely only got a couple hours out of the combination, but it was such a beautiful combination that I would not mind reapplying. I think that this would be amazing with any of my just single note vanilla fragrances that I have. I think it would be gorgeous. So this one I'm gonna keep playing with. I'm gonna keep this one out, and I'm going to try a lot of different layering combinations with this because it's so good. So anyways, that is Dreamy Vanilla from Sweet Essentials, or Victoria's Secret, I should say. Got 3 more oils here that I tried. I tried this one here called Cake Batter, and this one is very sweet. This one almost has this one smells kind of like the Michel Germain Sugarful fragrance, in that it's got that bright, almost tart smelling sugar note in it. Oh, it's so good. It smells like Smarties or like Sweet Tarts. Yeah, actually, I would say it smells like Sweet Tarts. It's like this really beautiful, mouth-watering, like juicy, sugary candy smell. It's funny because it doesn't smell a ton like cake batter. It's more sugary and candy-like. Oh, I love it. It really does smell just like Sweet Tarts to me. I think if you're somebody that really likes Michel Germain Sugarful, I think you would really like this. It's in the same kind of family, very kind of similar type of fragrance. Oh, it's so pretty. So anyways, that one is called Cake Batter, which I feel like the name is a little bit deceiving. It smells more like candy and less like batter. So yeah, there's that one. This one, you guys, oh my gosh, this one is called Soothing Vanilla Milk, and this one is so good. It really does smell like vanilla milk, like warm vanilla milk. That's the best way to describe it. It smells like warmed milk that you put a little bit of sweetener and vanilla extract in. Yeah, this one is very, very milky smelling. It's slightly sweet. It's not overly sweet. It's slightly sweet. And then with a really beautiful smooth vanilla fragrance or smooth vanilla note. It's gorgeous. It almost reminds me of like a bubble bath. Like a really beautiful kind of soothing vanilla milk bath. It's got a cleanliness to it. It's very, very pretty. I loved this one. This is one that I wore at night. I put this one on before I went to bed, so I don't know exactly how long it lasted. But I couldn't smell it when I woke up the next morning anymore. So yeah. Oh man, but it's a really, really good one. So that is Soothing Vanilla Milk, such a good one. And then last but not least, I wore this one here. This is called Cozy, and this is a really beautiful, very fresh, warm, clean laundry scent, like fresh linen, like fresh out of the dryer, very clean, crisp white sheets or something. It's so good. It's very slightly sweet, but in a clean way. And I love this. It smells almost identical to the fresh linen scent from Cocoa Pink. It's beautiful. If you want like the most beautiful, kind of slightly sweet, like clean cotton skin scent. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it so much. This one I actually got a pretty good amount of time out of too. I think I could smell this on me for, I don't know, this one was one of the longer lasting ones. I would say between 2 and 3 hours, maybe even 3 and 4 hours. I was able to smell this one for a good long time. I put it on right after I got out of the shower, and yeah, I feel like it hung around for longer than any of the others, I'll say that. Which I don't mind reapplying these though. I have no problem just like refreshing it, especially because the oils are like so nice on your skin. Well, that was nice. I had mascara flaked under my eye that I've been filming with this whole time, but that's okay. And this lip gloss is so much brighter than anything I would normally wear, but I was like, well, it kind of matches the pink in my shirt, so. Okay, so anyways, yeah, this one is called Cozy. This is such a good one. It's funny because if somebody asked me to go through and pick out like my 5 favorite oils out of this Sweet Essentials haul that I just did, I would have a very difficult time because it was such a successful like blind buy haul. Somebody asked me to tell them what my top 3 vanillas were out of the ones I just ordered, and that one was pretty easy, but it would be difficult to do like my top 5 or something out of all of them. Okay, but anyways, moving right along. Next, I wore this one here. This is Britney Spears VIP Private Show. This is another one that as soon as my husband smelled me, he was like, "You smell so good. Is that an Ariana Grande perfume?" And I was like, "No, it's Britney Spears actually." And Britney never fails either. In fact, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, but I think I like Britney Spears fragrances even better than Ariana Grande. Not I think, I know. The Britney Spears fragrances that I have are some of my favorite celebrity fragrances, hands down. This one is so good. This one is fruity and sugary, and there's something really, really unique smelling about this. It's got tons of fruits in the top. I want to say it's like mango and passion fruit, really sweet, sugary fruits. This one is very, very sweet though, I will say that. You would need to be somebody that really likes sweet fragrances because I could see this being headache inducing for some because it is so incredibly sweet. Oh, but I love it so much. It's sweet and juicy and yummy and sugary and fruity and bright and fun. I love it. This one is a beast on me too. I could smell this for hours. I mean, it projected and was strong for at least 2 hours. And then after that, when it started to wear closer to the skin, I mean, I think that I easily got 6-7 hours out of this before it even really started to fade. It's so good. I love it. I love VIP Private Show as much as I love just the original Private Show, just in a different way because they're very different fragrances. But anyways, yeah, that is Britney Spears VIP Private Show. It's such a good one. Okay, and then next, so I have this little container of fragrances. In fact, we're gonna go through it. I'm gonna do a whole video on these because these are all fragrances that I decluttered. And usually when I used to do declutters, I would decant some of the fragrance just to hang on to it before I would resell my bottles. Just because I wanted to have them on hand for like reference. But then I got out of doing that. After I did it, like the first couple declutters I did, I was like, I'm not gonna decant all these. Like I'm just gonna let them go and let them go forever. But anyways, so because I did that through a few declutters, I've got all of these decants, and I saw the little container sitting there the other day, and I was like, you know what? I need to go through that container and I need to pull things out and use them because they're just gonna go bad. The fragrance is already kind of compromised when it's decanted anyways because it's introduced to a lot of oxygen. And these, these atomizers they're great if you wanna like send samples to somebody and it's gonna get used up quickly, but these are not meant to hold fragrance for a long time. They get a lot of oxygen to them. Fragrances, they're gonna go off very quickly when they're like this, and I don't wanna lose all this perfume. So anyways, I went through the container and I pulled out a bunch of stuff that I just wanna go ahead and use up, and then I'll just keep doing that until I make it through all of them. But anyways, these are the two that I used this past week. This first one is Prada Tainted Love. So this is a really expensive fragrance. And I actually I had a bunch of samples, and so I just went ahead and decanted the samples into this atomizer, which was probably a bad idea. But this is really beautiful. I think, if I remember correctly, this is kind of like a powdery rose fragrance. It reminds me a little bit of the Elisab Essence No. 1. But this has got maybe like a raspberry note or something in the top that gives it like a kind of a crisp fruit. or a crisp berry aspect, but on my skin, this dries down to like a rose fragrance. It's a little bit powdery. It's really, really pretty. Would I ever pay the price for a bottle of this? No, it's not anything that I love enough, but it is something that I want to use up before it goes bad, because you can tell it's really starting to deepen up. And I'm so glad that I got into these when I did, because I bet by the time I ever remembered them, that they would have all gone bad. So yeah, this one is almost gone. One more good wear test and that'll be good. So I'm gonna add these to my project pan, because they're a bunch that I wanna use up. So I'm gonna do a whole video as well, talking, going through all of these decants and talking about whether I regret getting rid of them or not. Yeah, because there are definitely a couple regrets in there for sure. So anyways, that is Prada Tainted Love. This is going down into my project pan. Okay, next we have this one here. This is La Vanilla Pure Vanilla. And spoiler alert, this is an absolute regret. I wish I would have never gotten rid of this. This is, I went through a whole bottle of this already. The bottle that I resold was a repurchase. So like, I loved it enough that I repurchased another bottle. And I don't know why. I just don't know why I did that. Why I sold that bottle. I never should have. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and reapply. I love this fragrance. This is a really beautiful, it's a really beautiful, very complex vanilla. It's a perfumey, very complex vanilla. It's gorgeous. This is the one that I sent out a couple bottles of perfume. We were supposed to be doing a swap, and I sent out, I think, 2 bottles of perfume in exchange for this is what she was supposed to send me, was La Vanilla Pure Vanilla, and she never sent it. So yeah, that's why I really don't like to do swaps very much anymore, because I just don't trust people. I mean, that's rotten, like, yeah, but anyways. So anyways, yeah, that is La Vanilla Pure Vanilla. This is a really, really good performing vanilla fragrance too, because it's so perfumey and complex. Oh, I love it. I reapplied it just because I wanted it to be really strong again. But I do think that having decanted it definitely compromised it. Yeah, it's definitely not, it's definitely changed a little bit, but not in a way that makes me not like it. It's just not, it's not quite as strong, and it does smell just a hair different. But yeah, this is going into my project pan. I want to get through this. I do not want it to go to waste. It's beautiful. And I am going to try to hunt down another bottle of it. So anyways, that is La Vanilla Pure Vanilla. And yeah, that's gonna be it, guys. Those are all of the fragrances that I wore last week. I do hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.